Okay, so listen, we're gonna be talking about functions. This is objective 3, okay, under the features of functions, power focus area. All right, and when we think of functions, okay, what we wanna think of is that there's only one output, okay, for every input, okay, there's only one output. Okay, and the other way of saying that is like our x, y values, okay, and that for every x value, okay, there's only one y value. V-A-L-U-E, oh my gosh. Okay, so what that means is I cannot have two of the same thing. Okay, I cannot have two of the same thing. If there's an x and it could be assigned to two different y values, that's not a function. And if there's an input and it has two different outputs, it's not a function. So what we're gonna go through is we're gonna determine whether or not stuff's a function. Now, there's 4 ways of determining whether or not something's a function, okay? The 4 ways are gonna be an input-output chart, tables, coordinate points, and a graph. Okay, we're gonna first start with the input-output chart. Okay, this one looks a little different, okay? And what we wanna know is that, like I keep saying, for every input, there's only one output, okay? So on the left is an input. So if we have a little function machine and we input these numbers, okay, these are the possible outputs. And we have another input-output machine, and if we input these numbers, these are the outputs. Now, you might be thinking, I'm gonna ask the question, which one is a function? Okay, the pink or the purple? Okay? It doesn't matter if they cross. This does not have any bearing on whether or not something's a function. But for this one, the purple one, for -2, there's one output. For -1, one output. 0, one output. 1, one output. 2, one output. The issue with here is between 5, 6, and 8. Do you see how there's 2 tails on number 6? If I input 6, I could get -1 and 3. That makes it not a function. Okay, so this one is not a function. This one is a function. Let's move on to the tables, okay? Same thing. For every x value, there's only one y value, okay? Check it out right here, okay? Which one of these has a repeating x value? One of these has a repeating x value. I'll give you 2 seconds. 1, 2. Okay, look. You see these 3s right here? If I input 3 and I could get a 5, or I input -3 and I get a 4, okay? That means it's not a function. Because it's the same x value, but there's 2 different y values. There should only be one, okay? Not a function, okay? This is a function. Okay, let's go over to these ordered pairs. Okay, remember with ordered pairs, guys, what comes first? X, y, okay? If we see anything that repeats an x value, it's not a function, okay? So let's look right here. 5, 2, 6, 3, 2, -1, 5, 1. Did you hear a repeated x value? Yep, 5. I can't have 5, 1, and I can't have 5, 2. That one's not a function. Let's check this bottom one. -1, 3, 0, 4. Okay? Even though it's 0, 0, and 4, 4, a lot of people get that mixed up. Okay? That has nothing to do. In this 4 and this 4, look, that does not matter. What matters is that if the x repeat, that the y has the same output, okay? This is a function, okay? The other one's not. Last one we're going to talk about is graphs, okay? Now, with graphs, we're going to do a vertical line test, okay? I'm going to draw a bunch of graphs here, guys. This will be on the state test. This will be on the state test, okay? Let me draw this first graph right here like this, okay? That is a continuous linear graph. Now, the vertical line test. If I could take a vertical line, and I'm going to use my other whiteboard right here. If I could take a vertical line, and as long as I don't hit that graph twice, right? As long as I don't hit that graph twice, that's a function, guys. That's a function. For every x value, which is the numbers here, there's only one y value, okay? For every x value, there's only one y value, okay? So that's a function. Now, let me give you guys another picture of something that might not be a function. You might see something like this. Okay? Okay? You guys might see something like this. I'm going to go ahead and do my vertical line test. Here's a vertical line. Okay? Boom, I hit the graph 1 at 0. Okay, that's good. What's wrong here, guys? Okay, there's the input right here. This is my input. I have an output here and an output here. That makes it not a function. I am hitting the graph more than once on a vertical line. That makes it not a function. Here's my vertical line. I hit the graph here and I hit the graph here. Not a function. Okay, next one. Next one, check this one out. I'm gonna give you a weird one. Okay, the roller coaster one. Oh, wow, I wonder if that's a function. Well, what are we gonna do? Vertical line test, VLT. Okay, so far, every time I hit the graph, you zoom in on that, Mr. Kamen? Every time I hit the graph, okay, I'm only hitting the graph once. I'm never hitting the graph twice, which makes it a function, okay? Here's one you're gonna see, I swear to God, I've seen the state test like 100 times, and it'll be on the power focus area somewhere, okay? It's a really tough one. It's gonna look something like this. Oh, that is in mathematics, we call that a circle, okay? Right here, right where it starts, I'm probably hitting the graph a couple times. Guys, I'm hitting the graph more than once. That's not a function. That's not a function, okay? Now look, those were all continuous because I didn't have to pick up my pen to draw them. I'm gonna start drawing some discrete graphs and we're gonna decide whether or not there's functions, okay? First one's gonna be this one. Dot, 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 dot. Let's decide whether or not that's a function. Okay, hey, no difference. I'm gonna do the vertical line test. Here we go. One time I hit the graph. One time hit the graph. One time hit the graph. One time I hit the graph. One time I hit the graph. Okay, guys, I never hit that graph twice. Okay, therefore it's a function. Okay, now I'll give you an example of one that's not. I'm gonna put a bunch of more dots on there. Dot, 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 dot. Okay, let's go ahead and check this out. Boom, I hit the graph one time, that's a function. All of a sudden, do you see how I hit the graph twice? Okay, now there are two outputs for one input. That means that is not a function. Okay? So, vertical line test for graphs. Make sure you know your input output charts, your tables, and your ordered pairs. Good luck on your practice work and your test.